Hey everyone, it's the Gadget Guru. Getting ready to go to my Wednesday locals, the Highlander tournament. And I figured I would take some video footage. I pulled out my old HD Insignia camcorder. I don't know if this thing still works. I haven't used it in 2 years, something like that. So, this may or may not work. I have no idea. I hope it does because it was a $300 camera. If not, I have the backup, which is a $20 camera I bought at Walmart, um, and a $5 stand which I bought at Walmart. So one way or another, I will get some video footage from you for you guys. May not be the greatest because this thing is probably a piece of shit, but for right now, it's all I have the money to afford for a actual camera. We'll see. Damn. So like I said, I will be getting some video footage for you guys today. Sorry about that, you guys have to forgive me. I haven't been feeling 100% lately. Kind of, it's one of those 24-hour flu bugs. So started yesterday, it's ending today, but it's still kind of kicking my ass. I've had this freaking allergies all day, pretty much. Anyways, one way or another, I will have video footage for you guys, so you can see what was being played today and stuff like that. Today, I don't know how many people we're gonna have. Highlander decks don't really get a lot of people because a lot of people don't like it because they're not able to play their broken crap. I'm expecting 6 to 8 as a minimum. As a maximum, 14 to 16. But like I said, it's probably going to be on the smaller side since it's a Highlander. A lot of people don't like Highlander. And believe it or not, I mean, that's true. People don't like Pegasus League and alternate tournaments. They don't. Because they're like, well, it's stupid. I'm not allowed to use my broken cards and my broken combos. And that's one reason I like Pegasus League tournaments. Highlander. So, formats that make you think. Because I love that. I love being able to design a completely original deck and not have to worry about some jackass going, oh, I'm going to run heroes. Hi. Or, I'm going to run samurai. I'm going to run wind-ups. I'm going to run rescue rabbit. I mean, you get that stuff every Saturday. You don't need that. So on Wednesdays, it's nice to have a kind of a little bit of a reprieve. And, actually tell people, hey, you're going to have to use your brain Wednesday. Well, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players don't like that. They're like, well, screw this. I'm not playing Wednesday then. But I don't care if they like it or not. They can go freaking shoot themselves in the foot. I could care less. I love it. I want to talk a little bit about how you get ready for these kind of tournaments. With a normal tournament, it's pretty easy. You know what you're going to be playing against. You know what the top decks are. You think of ways to counter them. Throw them in your side deck. Blah. In a Highlander tournament, no way in hell. Doesn't work. You can try it. It'll fail every time. Guaranteed. Highlander tournaments are the most diverse kind of tournament I've ever seen. I mean, you have so many types of deck options. I mean, it's infinite. I mean, I've seen everything from Lightsworn Lavels to like Pac-Man Burn to, heroes and, D-heroes put together. Like beat down decks. Anti-meta control decks with skill drain, soul drain, all that crap, summoning curse, all that stuff just thrown in the same deck. I mean, I've seen so many types of Highlander decks, and they're decks you can't be prepared for. I mean, honestly, like when you see a 60-card deck come out, and you're playing beatdown, you're like, okay, I'm playing beatdown, let's do this. You start playing. First thing you do, summon a monster. Attack over your opponent's monster. It's Emissary of Darkness. They search one of the legs to their hand. You're like, oh my god. And then when you find out they're running Exodia, Final Countdown, and freaking Destiny board in the same deck, you're just like, what the man? Come on. Are you serious? So like I said, it's one reason I love Highland tournaments, because they're just batshit insane. I mean, they really are. I mean, so yeah, like I was saying, I mean, you just can't prepare for these kind of tournaments. I mean, you just can't. It doesn't work. Like, and side decking. Like, to be honest, most people who play Highlander don't have side decks. I mean, you're running 60 cards. 60 cards. If you side deck in 3 cards versus another deck, what are your chances you're going to draw them? And it can't even be 3 of the same card. You have to have different cards in your side deck. You only have 1 of each card everywhere. So it's like, it just doesn't work, in my opinion. You just can't, like, I don't even run a side deck. I've never ran a side deck in a Highlander tournament. There's no point, in my opinion. I mean, if you're running a beatdown deck and you are running a side deck, your side deck will be removal and like spell and trap destruction. That's pretty much it. That's all your side deck will be. 1 banisher, 1 dimensional fissure, 1 macros, 1 MST, 1 night beam, 1 dust tornado, 1 bait doll, 1 normal extermination, 1 whatever. And that's all your side deck will be, because there's nothing else you can side deck for. It just doesn't work. In my opinion. But like I said, it's so diverse. And really the only way to prepare for these kind of tournaments, in my opinion, is to look at your main deck and say, okay, does my deck combo in every way it can? Like, just start shuffling and drawing test hands, just shuffle, draw 5. Okay, what do I draw? Okay, I can use that. Shuffle, draw 5. What do I draw? Okay, I can use that. If you start seeing cards that are dead drawing because they're not useful, get rid of them. I'll give you a perfect example. So I'm going to do some test hands with this deck and show you what I mean by make sure your main deck works fluently. Okay, so beginning hand is that. You can't see it. Instant Fusion, Monster Reborn, Copycat, Mind Control, Widespread, and Doom Cow. So right away, I've got the Doom Cow to stop monster effects, and he's a 19 beater, so he's pretty hard to jump. I've got the Widespread Ruin just in case they get something big enough to jump him. It's going to be hard for them to jump him because, I've got the Widespread Ruin. So really all they can do is summon a monster, burn the effect off, kill him and the monster, and then they have to end turn. So next turn, I'll draw Dark Hole. That'll be good for later. Now I've got the Monster Reborn to bring back their monster. But if I don't want to do that, I've still got my Widespread Ruin if they burn their effect off with Doom Cowl. So I've still got my Widespread Ruin, and I've still got Instant Fusion and Mind Control, so I could just like end turn, let them go. They summon a monster, they hit me. I'm like, sure. My turn, I draw Call of the Haunted. So I go Mind Control, Instant Fusion, Exceed Summon. So I'll pitch those 2. Let's say I use them. I go into any 4-star. So just go into a 4-star, whatever it is. And then I've got Call the Haunted and Monster Reborn. So, if I want to, I could, bring that Exceed, whatever it is, back like 3 times. I mean, it's ridiculous. And then even if they summon a monster that's really, really big and I can't really deal with it, that's what Copycat's for. If I summon Copycat and they kill it with like, Torrential or something, later I can just Monster Reborn it. Because it's when this card is summoned, anytime. So, I mean, like I said, that hand works very well. So, let's do another hand. Like I said, you just want to make sure all of your cards are viable at all times. And those cards were. Like, those cards were very viable at all times. Shuffle up. Okay. Let's do another hand. So, starting off, that's not the best hand, but it's not bad. TG Striker, Trap Hole, Magic Cylinder, Solemn Judgment, and Sacred Armor. Now, while I don't have a big beat monster, I've got a lot of control here, so I can control for quite a few turns. My draw is going to be Zoma the Spirit. Now, that's perfect. Like, that's amazing. So I'm just going to set 5 back rows and just end my turn. Like, just 5 back rows. And in this tournament, as you say, normal summoning is the most common thing that will ever happen. So I'm just going to activate Trap Hole, when they summon. Play the Trap Hole, there you go. It's done. Now they're going to end their turn. During their end phase, I'm going to play Zoma. He goes to defense. So I draw, Now, I drew DD Warrior Lady. So I've got quite a few options here open to me. I can switch Zoma to attack as an 18 beater and beat them for 18, then set DD Warrior Lady face down with all those back rows still, Magic Cylinder, Sakurutsu, and Solemn Judgment. Or, instead of doing that, I could summon TG Striker and go into a 6-star because Zoma counts as a 4-star. So I've got a lot of plays open to me. So, like I said, all these cards are viable at any time. They get me out of every situation. So like I said, I mean that's a good, that's a good, that's what you want to win. You don't want dead cards. The minute you start having dead cards is the minute you start losing. So I'll do one more hand to show you. Like I said, I've play tested at least 40, 50 hands out of this deck, and every time all my cards were alive, and that's what you want. So we'll do one more hand. One, two, three, four, five, and draw. Okay, so opening hand. Oh, nice. Okay, Zaborg, Trap Hole, Battle Fader, Guard, Psychic Shockwave, and I drew Jinzo. Or I drew Gore, sorry. So automatically I can go set the Guard, set Trap Hole, set Psychic Shockwave. So I let them go. Now when they go, they're gonna summon a monster. I'm gonna Trap Hole it. Now even if they special summon a monster, I've still got the Guard, so I'm fine on that end. I'm not worried about that. Then they're gonna go. They're gonna set back rows, traps, and they're gonna end turn. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna flip some of my Guard, whether they have a monster or not. Tribute it for Zaborg. Now this is where they're gonna activate Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute, whatever. They're gonna activate something to try and kill it. That's where Psychic Shockwave comes in, and I get a free Jinzo from deck, and I negate all their trap cards, and that's amazing. And even if they nuke my entire field, I've got Fader Gores, and I drew Fissure for the turn. I mean, like, there's so much control in this deck, and the next turn I draw Soul Exchange. So if I didn't summon him and I had that, even if they get out a big monster, I can still get rid of it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta make sure all of your cards are live. Like when you draw them, you'd be like, yes, I drew those. Time to get to work kind of thing. So basically that's how I prepare for these tournaments, is just I make sure my main deck is as solid as can be. Like there's no dead draws, there's no dead cards, all my cards work in unison. I've got the right number of tributes. Like I run I think 6 tributes. Let me look. I don't count Gore's a tribute obviously, because you're not gonna tribute for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, so I run 6 tributes. So I run 6 tribute monsters in a 60-card deck. Now that's good. You don't want a lot, because if you start drawing all those together, you're gonna start losing the game. Generally, you want one tribute monster, every 5 to 6 turns. Now the reason for that is, the first 3 turns, your monsters aren't going to live. They're going to get bottomless, trap hold, Saku, deep prison, fissured. Some kind of shenanigans is going to kill them. After the first 3 turns is when your monsters start having a percentile chance to live. 4th turn, I think, is like a 22%. 5th turn is like a 42. And it keeps going up and up as you go. And that's when you want to start tributing for monsters. So you don't want a lot of tribute monsters first turn, first hand. That's not going to help you. That's going to kill you. So like I said, I gotta get out of here because it's almost time for me to go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I'll be getting some video for you guys today, one way or another. So, you guys, catch y'all later.